This tutorial will cover doing a flat lay with invitations and 3 totally different trays. The reason for that is to show you that you can use 3 totally different materials and colors and still coordinate them to create a more complex and interesting flat lay with invitations. So as you can see, I have everything laid out here. I've got a brass tray, a petrified piece of wood, a silver tray, and then other items that I'm going to complement these focal points with. So I'm going to start by placing my largest tray here, and I'm going to put the invitation in that tray since this is the main piece of the invite set. And I'm going to use my little sponges that I showed in an earlier tutorial to raise that invitation out of the tray just a little bit. And I am doing this next to a window, so I've got those really nice little shadows that window light provides you and gives a lot of nice dimension to the flat lay. Next, I'm gonna put this here and here, and what this is doing is creating a little bit of a triangle shape here to pull the eye through the flat lay, and of course these will adjust as I go. Okay, and I'm gonna use this as another focal point right here, and I'm gonna set it off. I'm not gonna line it up with that because I don't want to create a square with these lines. I'm gonna create more of a rectangle by the time I'm done so that it's easy to photograph and very balanced, but for now, we're gonna leave it off center. And in the middle of that, I'm going to put the save the date, and I wanna raise this up a little bit as well, so I'm gonna put 2 little sponges right there. Now you can put this anywhere you'd like. You could also put this like this, but for the sake of this flat lay, I'm gonna have it straight up and down. And I have a little bit of curling here. That should be okay. If I don't like it in the photo, then I can always put a heavy book or something on that and photograph it later. Okay, I'm gonna use the petrified wood to highlight the name tags and one of the ring boxes here. And I'm gonna put the light colored ring box so that it stands out. And this one, I'll decide later where to put. And then I've got this little envelope that I'm gonna put right in here and start layering. In order to do that, I need to raise this up a little bit. In fact, I think I'm gonna raise it quite a bit because I want everything to be at a little bit different of a level. And this has feet, so this is already giving us a raised effect. So put this here. And then we have our layering in each spot. I'm actually gonna turn this around because I like that this cutout section is gonna frame that nicely. So we're gonna position it like this. And I'll put this clear envelope here. And I also have this other color, but I think I like that one for now, so I'm gonna leave that. And I'm gonna put the little packet of all the pieces together on my round tray. And this I don't need to raise up because it's already raised on the edges, so that gives me that little shadow. And then I'd like to layer in here with another circle, but I'm gonna put it slightly under here, and these are the seals. This doily, it's different and it's not something you see often, which is why I like it. So I'm gonna put this up in the corner because I'd like this to be just a slight little accent that peeks into the corner of the photo. And then I'm gonna add some greens that I picked up in my yard. If you don't have greens in your yard, you could always really forage anywhere by the side of the road even. And so I'd like to create a frame here for this whole thing. So actually, maybe start with this one because I love how it curves around. And finish it out here. So this is gonna be a little bit dark and it's gonna provide just a nice little frame. Oh, and we have a little traveler. Okay, and then this I'm gonna leave out for now. I might just throw this over here. It might peek in the edge. I'm gonna decide that once I look at my photo. I'd like to accent this here with a little piece of greenery, and I love that this is very long. So I'm gonna turn this around and actually put it up here because the color of this matches the invitations really well, and I like to layer textures in with things. I'm gonna raise these up as well. So I'm gonna put my little sponges under here. I'm always looking to create depth and have things at varied heights because it adds an enormous amount of interest to your flat lay. I have another video where I talk specifically about raising things up and show an example of how it looks both flat and raised. And then we'll add this here. Again, it's framing this little section. And then this one can go up here. And I like to group these just a little. So again, we're framing, always layering and framing. Okay. And I have this last ring box. I think I'll add it right here. It's gonna be very subtle, but it'll be slightly noticeable, and it's contrasting with the color next to it here. And then I'll just add these on the corner here. Not something that has to be super noticeable. Okay, and now I'm going to take a picture with my phone because I actually find that looking at this on my phone gives me a good idea of how balanced it is. And so what I'm seeing in my phone is this gap here. So I'm gonna push this just a little bit closer. You wanna have gaps between your items, but you don't want it to be so large that the eye is drawn to the gap. And I chose this kind of colorful matte because this is a very colorful in-fight sweep. And I think sometimes when you're layering color on color, it can work really well, whereas white can really wash something out, or some other neutral color can kind of make it a little bit plain. I like to add some interest sometimes where I can. So that's it. This is a great way to incorporate different colors, different textures, and as you can see, the colors coordinate because we have the orange pulling from this envelope into the petrified wood. We have gold tones here that are playing into this, and then we have some cooler tones in the greens here that coordinate with this silver and these greens that we've added. And of course, little gold accents pull into this gold foil printing on the invitations. So there you have it. I hope this video helps you bring your flat lays to the next level. Make sure to visit stylingmat.com to find the only portable, foldable, washable styling surface, along with lots of unique and beautiful styling props. It's as simple as that.